This is the Strat-O-Matic Baseball Excel 1970-73 Carryover League. Brought to you by the Shrimp Trawler YouTube channel.
Welcome back, baseball fans, to the 1970-73 Summer Carryover League. We are continuing into the postseason tournament first round action. Tonight it is the National League West. A tale of two different teams. The Dodgers, the hottest team in baseball to start the season. The Astros, the worst start in April. But right before the All-Star break, the two teams met and the Astros beat up the Dodgers 4-1 to get reasonably close in the standings. So let's see what the Astros need as they play again, hoping they can continue the momentum of beating the Dodgers 4 out of 5. Let's see what the needs are for the Astros and their predicament here. Here's the West. Here you see the head-to-head +3 tiebreaker that the Astros have from going 4-1. But in their lot in life, they would find themselves 2.5 games behind because, again, they started so poorly. So the math indicates that you need at least 5 of the 7 wins. 5-2 would put the Astros a half game up, and they would also, of course, have a tiebreaker. That's what they need to do. If they just win 4 out of the 7 games, they do not get within a half game of the Dodgers to force a tiebreaker. You only force a tiebreaker when you get within a half a game or have a tiebreaker advantage. So, not good enough. Need to win 5-2. But they won 4-1. So think of it this way. They got to do the same thing and then split 2 more games, and that's good. I might want to mention, too, when I say 5-2, I've seen teams rip off 5 straight wins and we're done. Do a 5-0. Can you imagine if the Astros followed up a 4-1 drubbing of the Dodgers with a 5-0 drubbing? Let's see what's happened. Game 1 from LA. They get home field this time around. In the first inning, Joe Morgan reaches on an error by Ted Sizemore, steals a base, and then with 2 outs, Cesar Cedeno gets an RBI double. Ball game. Over. It's done. That's it. Larry Dierker and Don Sutton, the aces. That's it. It's over. 1-0. That's all we get. That's all you get. The Dodger nightmare continues. Larry Dierker and Jim Ray would put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 runners on base. And they don't score. None of them do. No. It's the Dodgers. The Dodger mess. The mess they're in. They're a fraud. They're a fake. They came out with the best record in baseball through April, May, early June, and have turned into a pumpkin. They cannot score runs. They cannot hit home runs, I know that. And yeah, Larry Dierker, he's a nice pitcher. He's been a great pitcher. He's got some great strat cards. This particular Larry Dierker card is not as good as Don Sutton, or Tommy John, or Andy Messersmith, or Claude Osteen. Matter of fact, all the Dodger pitchers on the whole pitching staff are better than all the pitchers on the Astro pitching staff. Doesn't matter. 0. Dodgers, if you score 0 runs, can't win a game. Best you can do is tie. Go to extra innings with 0 runs. So, what happens in game number 2? Do the Astros continue this embarrassment of the Dodgers? Game 2 starters, Jack Billingham versus Andy Messersmith. Bottom of the first inning, what is going on in LA suddenly? Willie Davis actually got a single, and he stole base and didn't get thrown out. Willie Crawford walked, and unfortunately, Jack Billingham mishandled a ground ball. A single, a double play, a single, and the Dodgers have 3 runs, which is the equivalent to the amount of runs they've scored in their last 3 games. 3 runs in the last 3 games, 3 runs in the first inning of this game. They get another run in the 6th, and Andy Messersmith is asked to throw a no-hitter. He doesn't quite throw a no-hitter. Gives up a solo homer to Dave Duncan and a solo homer to Jose Cruz. But the desperate Dodgers, after 7 Messersmith innings, they bring in Jim Brewer because they are absolutely frightened of losing another game because Jim Brewer has no hits on his card, of course. And he gives up a single in 7 plate appearances and gets the save. Dodgers managed to get a split at home, which means the Astros have won 5 of the last 7 against the Dodgers. What happens in Game 3 in Houston? We go to Houston, the Dome. We have Tommy John versus Jim Merritt. And the Dodgers, against left-handed pitching, have some rookies on their team. One young rookie third baseman, his name is Steve Gravy. No, it's Steve Garvey. What's his stats again? This is 1971, he had 227. 7 homers and 225 at-bats. Doesn't matter, folks. He is leading the Dodgers in home runs with 5 in 41 at-bats this year. RBI double in the first. Solo homer in the 4th by Garvey. Solo homer in the 6th by Garvey. They get another run in the 9th. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Tommy John goes 7 innings, and they're thinking, oh, we got a 4-2 lead. Let's bring in, well, we brought in Brewer yesterday. Let's bring in Pete Mickelson. Well, he implodes. Single, out, walk, double walk, single. 1 inning, 5 hits, 6 runs, 3 walks, and the Astros continue to toy with the Dodgers like Tom and Jerry. You know, like playing with the mouse, just, pawing the mouse, just kicking it around. The Astros have now won 6 out of 8 games against the Dodgers. All the Dodgers have to do is win 3 out of 7 to get out of this matchup and never have to see these clowns again until the playoffs, maybe. Can they do it? Let's see what happens in game number 5. Game 4. Let's see what happens in game number 4. Game number 4. Claude Osteen for the Dodgers and Ken Forsch from the Astros. And what is this? The Dodgers scored 10 runs. They rearranged the lineup for the 50th time this year, and they finally found a lineup that can do something. They scored 10 runs on 18 hits in this game. Is it going to last? Probably not. But how about Claude Osteen? 7 2/3 shutout innings. Gary Wasilewski finishes it up. And the Astros suddenly start to see the mistakes of the beginning of this year. I mean, they split the 4 games in this postseason series, but they've only got 3 more tries. They got to win all 3 games. They got to win Game 5, and then they have to win both games in LA to win 5 of the 7. So it's a tall task. If there's a team that can do it, it's the Astros. They've demonstrated they can beat the Dodgers. They're not too worried. They feel confident today. In Game 5 in Houston, the go-away game, we have a repeat of Game 1. Don Sutton, the All-Star, best pitcher in the National League. He's lost 2 of his last 3 games, but I don't think he's given up more than a run in any of them. He's been given no support whatsoever. Let's go check that ERA while we're here for Don Sutton. Good idea. Let's see. 16 earned runs times 9 in 87 innings. $1.65. Yeah, so he's got a $1.65 ERA and he's got 3 losses. He's 6-3. Yeah. Thanks a lot. Thanks for nothing is what he's saying. Sutton, Durker, 2. Like Hagler Hearns 2. Let's get started from the 8th wonder of the world, the Houston Astrodome. Leading off in their new reconstructed Dodger lineup is Willie Crawford. 47 off Durker's a walk. He's a B stealer. Edwards got a -1 arm. Wes Parker bats second, hit away. 4-5 short X, and they went with the defense. A 1-14. That is a double play. And with 2 outs, Willie Davis grounds the second. And Don Sutton says, thanks a lot again. Thanks again for your no support. Joe Morgan leads off for Houston. 6-11, bounces to second. This is Sizemore, 2E15. And he's out. Cesar Cedeños moves up to number 2 in the lineup. 2-7 is a K. Bob Watson, 56 is a K. We go to the second. Bill Buckner now batting cleanup. Grounds to first with his 7 home runs. Hey, 5 home runs. Leave him alone, all right? Billy Grabarkowitz, 37. Double 1 to 6 is a base hit. B Steeler on at first for Tom Haller. 2-5 first B. And with 2 outs, Sizemore, 4-11. Pitcher X, Durker, E0. Don't roll. E0 pitchers at home. Speeds up the game. Home field advantage. Bottom of 2, Jose Cruz, 54. Skies the center. Latoy Cannon, 45. Rolls a second. Johnny Edwards, 110. Flies the right. Well, it's not like Sutton's thrown multiple shutout innings in a row and perfect game. He's had like 2 or 3 perfect game starts this year, and you get the idea. Frank Baker, top of the 3rd, rolls a second. Bill Russell, 2-7 is a base hit for the B Steeler. Maybe you should try a stolen base here. Now let Crawford swing here. 4-4 for Crawford. You let him swing, and they hit a ball to Roger Metzger, the secret weapon of the Astros. Roger Metzger, a 1-14 shortstop, in the ilk of a Bud Harrelson, in the ilk of a Larry Boa, or even a Mark Belanger. And you get a 1-14 shortstop, you can fix a lot of mistakes. That's a double play, and that inning's over. Bottom of the 3rd, Doug Rader leads off. 2-3, Skies the center. Here's Roger Metzger getting a nice ovation with his great glove. 2-6, rolls to first. Tommy McCraw, 55, rolls to second. And for the 100th time this year, Sutton rolls through the starting lineup of an opposing team unblemished. We go to the 4th. It's Wes Parker. 1-8's a single. Willie Davis, 46 is single 1-4 off Durker. And he gets a single on a 2. That's a big hit here. Bill Buckner, 2 on, nobody out. 68 is a base hit in a center field. Unfortunately for the Dodgers, you have to deal with the Cesar Cedeno -3 arm. And he will round third and head back to the bag. Bases loaded, nobody out for the Dodgers. What could possibly go wrong? A Lomax? I think we're going to get a Billy Grabarkowitz triple play here. What do you think? Astros, they're going to play the infield back. They don't give a crap about the Dodgers. They know they might score a run, if that. So, playing back, Billy Grabarkowitz. 55, second C. Well, they get a run. Second and third with 1 out, though. I like to bring the infield up. They're going to bring it up now for Tom Haller. And 2-5 is ground ball first B. Guns it out at the plate. Works like a charm, folks. Always do it with 1 out, not 0 outs. Or 2 outs, of course. So the guy gets thrown out at the plate. So now you have runners on the corners with 2 outs for Ted Sizemore. 2-9 for Sizemore. Gets a single dot. That will score a run. That will score that guy. And you have first and second with 2 outs for Frank Baker. 3-10, rolls a second. 2 runs for Sutton. This should be a Dodger win. Let's see here, though. Joe Morgan leads off in the 4th. 1-6, rolls to short. Cesar Cedeno, 32, rolls second. Bob Watson, 48, and he skies the center field. Now, I've said this now because you've seen a lot of Houston videos on YouTube, and for the 3rd time, I have to mention, the Astros were no-hit by Bob Gibson. They were no-hit for 8 innings and a batter by Don Sutton, and they're being no-hit again by Don Sutton. Don Sutton had a perfect game through 5 innings, walked a guy in the 6th, and gave up a single to Tommy McCraw in the 9th in the series for the All-Star game. I have no idea how the Astros beat Sutton in Game 1 of this series. Let's go to the 5th. Bill Russell leads it off. 1-8, K. Willie Crawfish. 3-11, skies the center. And Wes Parker, 38, skies the right. Dodgers up to their old tricks. We'll go to the bottom of the 5th, but let's pause a moment for station identification.
This is the Shrimp Trawler video channel.
Este es el canal de videos de camaroneros.
Okay, Jose Cruz leads off in the 5th for the Astros. 610, third X, Grabarkowitz, a 2E21. And an error, and there goes your perfect game. This will lead to some unearned runs, I'm sure. Cruz is a C stealer. He's not going to steal. Jim Wynn, 610, short X now. What do we have over there, Dodgers? Frank Baker, a 3E21. Ground ball B. All right, Jimmy Wynn's an A stealer. He'll be held as the tie run comes to the plate in the form of John Edwards. 55, second C. So the runner gets to second with 2 outs for Doug Rader. 212's hit by the pitch. The Astros have the tying runs on without the benefit of a hit. With 2 outs, it is Roger Metzger. 2-7, and let's take a look at the Roger Metzger card. Oh boy, you hit 250. The best way I can describe Metzger is a high floor, low ceiling player. He blazes on the scene here as a switch hitting shortstop in the vein, like I said, of a Bo or a Harrelson or whatever. And then the career quickly takes a nosedive after this. But at least with this 1973 card, Metzger is outstanding at shortstop. 14 triples with his 250 card. And on the roll of 2-7, triple 1-17, and that is how you blow a lead for Don Sutton. 2 out, 2 run, 2 unearned run triple by Roger Metzger, and we have a 2-2 tie, as per norm, with the Dodgers of late. Tommy McCraw, 56, bounces to short, and the 321 makes the play. Well, we have a 2-2 game. This thing could go extra innings, folks. 2-2 into the 15th inning, maybe? Yeah. Willie Davis. Oh, and by the way, Sutton can go 10 innings, but no more than that. He doesn't have Wilbur Wood privileges. If you've been following YouTube on this, you realize that Wilbur Wood is the only pitcher that I let pitch a ridiculous number of innings in extra inning games. But no other pitcher is allowed to go more than 10. Actually, only starter 9s do I let go 10 innings. Starter 8s can only go 9. So in the top of the 6th, Willie Davis will lead off. 1-7 rolls the first. Bill Buckner, 38 is a base hit for the B stealer. Why not try a stolen base? Why not? Because you got thrown out. That's par for the course. Billy Grabarkowitz, 6'11", he walks. Hey, why don't you try a stolen base? And he's thrown out as well. Okay. And they can't steal anymore. Bartender, just take your car keys. That's it. Get thrown out twice. You're done. No more stolen bases. Yeah, I think you shot your wad with those 2 monumental runs in the 4th, LA. We go to the bottom of the 6th. It's Joe Morgan. 2-6, grounds a third. Cedeno, hey, a base hit. Base hit to center field for Cedeno. Double-A stealer. He's going to steal. And he's at second. Do we try it? Do we try stealing third base with 1 out? I love it. I love the notion against Sutton. He's going to try stealing third, folks. And he makes it. And what's the T rating? Any score? What's the T rating for Haller? It's T1-4. So I haven't stolen second and third in an inning in a while. And by the way, folks, if you're playing the spreadsheet and you want to put 2 stolen bases in 1 inning for a player, Cedeno stole second and third. So you change the number here from a 2 to a 5. 5 means he stole second and third. If he stole second and home, you make it 6. If he stole third and home, you make it 7. You get the idea. So that's the system for keeping track of stolen bases. Hopefully we'll remember to look at the stolen bases for Cedeno in the box score, just to show how the spreadsheet works, if you're using it. So we got a runner at third and 1 out. We got to bring the infield up for Bob Watson. The pitch to Bob. 1-5. Center be question mark. Oh yeah, we're running. Cedeno's a 17, 18, 19. Willie Davis with a -1 arm. And he scores. Cesar Cedeno singles, runs around the bases off of the +2 arm of Tom Haller and scores on the sac fly. And Don Sutton's losing because he's given up 2 hits. Jose Cruz, 69, second X. Sizemore, So 2E15. That's going to be a single off of Sizemore. And Jim Wynn. 67 is a K. Does Don Sutton demand a trade? Nah, don't think so. He'll have a long tenure for the Dodgers. They just got to figure, they got to get Davey Lopes and Bronce and, maybe Dusty Baker, Reggie Smith. They got to get some bats on this team. This is ridiculous to waste this talented pitching staff with these bloop single hitters. All right, Larry Dierker continues to toy with the Dodgers with his second start and trying to get 2 wins in 5 days. 3-2 lead in the 7th. It's Tom Haller. 54, bounce to third. Third baseman is Doug Rader, 2E25. He makes the play. Ted Sizemore, 6'10", catcher's card. John Edwards, a 4E13. Makes the play with a wild pitch, it doesn't matter. And Frank Baker with 2 outs. 66, second X. I think all X's this inning. This would be Morgan. Joe Morgan's a 3E20. He makes the play. Ho hum, ho hum. We have a 3-2 Houston lead in the 7th inning. Stretch time. We have been listening to Gene Clark's 1973 LP, Roadmaster. Great LP for the tragic member of the Byrds, going through his solo career here in the early 70s. Let's continue. Bottom of the 7th. Trying to add to their lead. It'll be Johnny Edwards leading off. 2-2. Skies are right. Doug Rader, 49, lines the first. And Roger Metzger, 56, bounces to short. This is a 3E21 shortstop. Makes the play. Dierker in control with a 3-2 lead. There is a little bit of defense to bring in, maybe. Maybe not. No defense to bring in. It's all in there for the Astros. We go to the 8th. It's Bill Russell. 2-6 grounds to short. Willie Crawford. 32 grounds to first, and Wes Parker, 47, is a walk. And it's Willie Davis with a tie run at first and 2 outs. 37 is a sky to right field. The 10 runs the Dodgers scored in Game 4 seem like a mirage. Don Sutton will go for complete game. I don't think he's ever come out of a game. He's going to throw another complete game today. We'll look at his stats at the end of this video as well. Tom McCraw, 37's a K. Joe Morgan, 69, bounced to second. This is Sizemore, who's given up already 1 hit today. Makes the play there. And Cedeno, 67 is a K. Don Sutton with a 3-hitter. One of those 3 hits was off his defense. So Metzger got a triple off his card and scored 2. Cedeno got a single off his card, then stole second and third and scored in the sac fly. And that's the life of Don Sutton in this season. Oh boy. 9th inning. Dierker going for a complete game, but he has to deal with 2 left-handed batters in the 9th inning, and unfortunately he's not really that good against lefties, but this is the way the Astros are going to roll. They're going to push Dierker in the 9th to keep their season, or keep this part of the tournament going for them. The Dodgers can somehow rally in the 9th and win this thing. That would put them in first place. And the Astros in the 2nd round would work towards a wild card berth. So that's what's up for grabs here in the 9th inning. Bill Buckner leads it off. 2-6, double 1 of 14, and he misses it. It's a single. He's stuck at first base. Dierker will pitch to the righty Grabarkowitz, and then the wheels will start to spin a little bit with matchup baseball after that. Grabarkowitz, the pitch, 58. Off Dierker is a sky to center. All right, now you've got Tom Haller. Let's take a look at the Tom Haller card. When you first look at this card, it's like, I guess it's a good card. I mean, it seems like a decent hitter. You flip it over. Turns out, Tom Haller hits 286 with this card. 10 homers and 325 at-bats. It's just that in the year of 1970, the Dodgers would have had 6 other hitters, actually 5 other hitters, who hit better than 286. That's how you figure out this template. I call this the 6 template. So it's a pretty good card. Home run, 1 to 12 chance on 7. That's what he's going to need. Probably the best chance against Durker the rest of the way here. I don't think Buck... Oh, you can't try a stolen base. You already got maxed out there. So here is Tom Haller. Big moment here. Could help the Dodgers. The pitch to Tom Haller. 37. I teed it up for him. And he hits a single 1 to 8. And he rolled a 2 and got the single. Now it's getting fun. First and second. But you got Sizemore the righty. I know Durker's going to pitch to him. And then you have a lefty Baker. So first and second with 1 out of the 9th. Eddie Watt's the closer, but they like to ride Durker. That's been the history with Dirk. Durker has had some 300 inning years for the Astros. They like to ride that guy. And he, for pride, wants to beat Don Sutton twice with complete games. So let's see if we hurt his pride or not here. First and second, 1 out. Let's take a look at the Ted Sizemore card. Not much, yeah. 10 doubles, a triple, and a homer. Very little chance of an extra base hit here. The pitch to Ted Sizemore. 1-8 is a 5-4-3 double play. And the game is over. Oh my Davy Lopes, where are you? It's time for the Dodgers to ship Sizemore to the Cardinals or somebody and get Davy Lopes in here. This is silly. This is a waste of Sutton, John, Messersmith, and Osteen. The pathetic Dodger offense fails yet again. Don Sutton a complete game loss. Durker gets a complete game win. Of course, Sutton pitched a little bit better, but whatever. Durker gives up 9 hits and 2 runs in the 4th inning. 3 walks, a strikeout, and a complete game. Don Sutton loses another one. Maybe he now won't win the Cy Young because he's lost too many games. I don't know. 3 hits, 3 runs. 1 of those was earned. Yeah, 1 was earned. 1 walk, 5 strikeouts in his complete game. By the way, we can look at this column here. This is SB for stolen bases. And under Cedeno, it computed 2. So that showed that this number 5 meant that he stole second and third, and it computed the 2 stolen bases if you use the spreadsheet. Just want to give you that a little bit of information there. 1009 and 108, 3329, 3115. Well, the Astros board the plane and fly to LA feeling confident they can win 2 more. They won 7 out of 10. Oh, if they only would have played better in April. Astros got a fun team. Could you imagine if they would have held on to Joe Morgan and Jim Wynn and Cedeno? Let them play together for a little bit. It could have been a lot of fun. And it certainly was a lot of fun for the Cincinnati Reds. And I guess the Dodgers had Jim Wynn as well. So with that victory now, the Astros moved to within a game and a half of the Dodgers with 2 games remaining, so they got to win them both. And that'll put them in first. Let's start with the Astros. They're 18-15, hitting .244 with a .359 ERA. Larry Durker's 7-3. Let's give you his ERA. Let's see, he's the ace of that team. Yeah, he's 3-3 with a .345. He's 7-3 with a .345 ERA. That's okay. You know, he's not as good as he's been in previous years. He's the only starting pitcher with a winning record. The leading hitter on this team looks like it's Joe Morgan, who was the All-Star, 38 for 130. 292. And now Sutton's revised numbers. He's 6-4. Oh boy. 6-4. He's got 8 complete games. Now he's given up 17 runs in 95 innings. That's a .161 ERA. Dropped a couple points. Interesting stat here with the Dodgers. They're 19-13, hitting .284 with an ERA of .305. Pete Mickelson, the reliever, right-handed setup guy, is 0-4. He's got 4 of the 13 losses. Weird. So, The series will go back to LA. I'll report the results of Game 6 and Game 7 if necessary. Year to date now, we've played 475 games. The league's hitting 263 with a 388 ERA. That's it from Houston. Can the Dodgers finish the task and continue to embarrass and humble the Dodgers? We'll let you know at the end of this video. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time. Well, baseball fans, this turned out to be a wild finish to this series. Back in LA for a game number 6. It's Jack Billingham versus Tommy John. Astros get a couple runs in the second inning. It's 2-zip. Dodgers get a run in the second. They should be applauded anytime they score, right? It turns into a 3-1 Astro lead going into the bottom of the 7th. Billingham is pulled after putting the first 2 guys on, and Ron Cook is brought in, and he makes things worse. Actually, Garvey comes in a pinch hit. No, it's not a home run, but he gets an error. He hits to the second baseman who boots the ball, and a 2-run single by Willie Davis. It's a 4-run inning for the Dodgers, assisted by this error, and they have a 5-3 lead. Surely they can finish off the Stros, right? Wrong. 8th inning, Jim Wynn, 2-run homer. We got a 5-5 game. Then it's a battle of closers, Eddie Watt and Jim Brewer. Top of the 10th inning, Bob Watson gets a walk on his card. Jose Cruz gets a single of his, and then with 2 outs, a routine ground ball to the shortstop Hal Lanier, and he kicks it, and then Johnny Edwards hits a 3-run homer. 4 unearned runs off of Jim Brewer. You might know about unearned runs with Don Sutton and Jim Brewer. But look at their ERAs. But Jim Brewer loses. 9-5, the Astros win this game. They've won 4 of the 6 games. They need to finish the deal by winning Game 7, which gives them 5-2 in this round of the tournament and would put them in first place. Can they finish the deal? They've come all this way. See, I'm telling you, it's not unheard of for a team to go win 5 of 7, and the Astros are on the doorstep. Can they close the deal? Game 7. Jim Merritt, Andy Messersmith. Dodgers have the pitching advantage, but what's the big deal? They've had the pitching advantage for 12 games against these guys. Hasn't mattered. What has mattered is the crappy Astro defense in Game 7. An error by Merritt, an error by Doug Rader, and a walk and a single, and the Dodgers get 2 unearned runs. Stays 2-zip until the 7th. Eddie Watt is brought in as they fear Merritt is a very bad pitcher, they believe, so they don't think he can go more than 6 innings. So the closer's brought in the 7th to keep it a 2-0 game. That doesn't work. The Dodgers actually get 3 hits and a sac fly. It's 4-0. Messersmith's going for a complete game. He strikes out Joe Cruz. Toy Cannon is a solo homer, ruins the shutout. A fly out, a walk, and a ground out. And Messersmith does get the complete game. So he is the bright spot. We talked about Don Sutton being the best pitcher, and he is. But Messersmith should get honorable mention. He is having a great year. You know, yeah. All the Dodger pitchers are better than all the Astro pitchers, and still, they lost more games than they won. That's right, folks. The Dodgers lost 4 of the 7 games to advance in the tournament. Let's take a look at the math, and we'll show you how that happens. So right here, you plug in the result. The Dodgers, winners of 3, losers of 4. Means that the record now is 20-14. The Astros is 19-16. And when you look at the overall standings now, they were 2.5 back. The Astros are now a game and a half back. So the Dodgers have not clinched the division. All we've done in the first round of this tournament is separated first from second. And now in the second round of the tournament, the Dodgers will play, dare we say it, the New York Mets. Well, we don't know. Probably the Mets, unless they collapse to the Marlins. And the Astros will play the third place team from the East, probably the Braves. And the loser of that might be gone. So the Astros could still, theoretically, come back and get this division. They're only a game and a half back. Nothing gets clinched until the tournament's over with. And there's the second round and the third round of the tournament. So the Astros played valiantly. They needed a 5-2. They got a 4-3. They were 2.5 back. They're now 1.5 back. And that's how this postseason pauses. We've played these 3 series, and the underdog has got a winning record. They are game over 500 here. The Cardinals split 4 with the Reds. Colorado split 6 with Vegas. And the Astros are 4-3 against the Dodgers. So good competitive baseball in an attempt to tighten up these division races in the National League. You see the Rockies are just a game and a half. The Reds started 5.5, and they're still 5.5. They're not going anywhere. The Reds will be in first, and then guess the Mets too. The Mets and the Reds are in a class of their own, it would seem. But it looks like the Dodgers, they lost 8 of 12 games to the Astros. 4-8. Prior to that, they were 16-8. And then, yeah. That's it tonight from LA. Thanks for checking this out. We'll see you next time.